The Blood Angels are one of the most fearsome and storied chapters in the Warhammer 40k universe. Known for their quick assaults and ferocious melee combat skills, today we'll unbox this set right here, explore each unit's capabilities, and discuss how to best utilize these Sons of Sanguinius in your tabletop battles. Let's go! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Miniatures Tavern. My name is Watts, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the Blood Angels Combat Patrol box. Now, the Blood Angels Combat Patrol is called Strike Force Marcellos, and in this box you're going to get one Librarian Marcellos, you're going to get a 5-man Intercessor squad, you're going to get a 5-man Intercessor squad, you're going to get a 3-man Aggressor squad, and you're going to get one Impulsor. That's a total of 15 models, and the points value on this box is going to be 430 points. You can find this box on the Games Workshop website at $160. You can find it on Amazon and eBay for 10 to 15% off. Currently, at the time of this video, they were on sale for $136. Now, there is talk in the rumorverse that towards the end of the year, the Blood Angels are getting their refresh for 10E. So this might be a box that you want to pick up as soon as possible before this goes away. If the past proves anything, we know that once the refresh comes, they're going to change the combat patrol. So you might want to jump on this as quickly as you can. Next up, we're going to take a look at how these models in the Combat Patrol box are equipped. You have Librarian Marcellos. This model is equipped with a bolt pistol and smite and a force weapon. Your Intercessor squads, you're going to have 5 models. They're equipped with bolt pistol and Astartes chainsword. That is your sergeant, and then you have 4 that can be equipped with a bolt rifle, a bolt pistol, and a close combat weapon. Your Intercessor squad, 5 models. Your sergeant's going to be equipped with a bolt pistol, an Oculus bolt carbine, and paired combat blades. 3 Intercessors are going to be equipped with bolt pistol, Oculus bolt carbine, paired combat blades, and 1 Intercessor is equipped with a bolt pistol, Oculus bolt carbine, paired combat blades, and a haywire mine. So pretty cool. You get a mine. Your Aggressor squad, every model is equipped with Flamestorm gauntlets and twin power fists. Those are going to come in really handy. And your Impulsor is equipped with a Basilitus missile array and 2 storm bolters and armored hull. The Army rules, abilities, and enhancements for Strike Force Marcellos. Your Army rule is going to be the Oath of Moment, like most Space Marine factions, which means at the start of your command phase, you can select 1 unit from your opponent's army, and until the start of your next command phase, that enemy unit is your Oath of Moment target. Each time a model with this ability makes an attack that targets your Oath of Moment target, you can re-roll the hit roll. So again, we're going to be re-rolling hits on your Oath of Moment target. Your enhancements, your default enhancement for this box is going to be Battlelite Bladesman. You can improve the armor penetration characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in the bear's unit by 1. So this is going to go into Marcellos. This is the enhancement you can give your warlord. Or your optional enhancement is going to be Radiant Wrath, which is a psychic enhancement, and this is going to, both of the bear's smite weapon profiles have the anti-monster 5-up and anti-vehicle 5-up abilities. So it looks here that your enhancements, you're going to have 1 enhancement here that is going to be good at buffing the unit, which is really nice. But if you want to run him solo, then you're going to have 1 that will just buff him, and that's going to give you a little boost to anti-monster and anti-vehicle abilities. So 2 decent enhancements, nothing spectacular, but pretty decent. Next up, we're going to take a look at the secondary objectives. Your default secondary objective is called Angelic Wrath, and at the end of your opponent's turn, you score 4 VP if you control 1 or more objective markers that are within 6 inches of your opponent's deployment zone. This is 1 or more, so it looks like it really doesn't matter if you control more than 1. You're only going to score 4 victory points. Your optional secondary objective at the start of your of the first battle round, select one enemy monster or vehicle model. If there are no such enemy models, select one enemy character model instead. And what this is going to do is at the end of the battle, you're going to score 10 VP if that enemy model is destroyed. So you got one that's kind of sneaky. It's just going to give you 4 victory points if you control that objective marker. The other one is a little more aggressive, but it's going to get you 10 victory points at the end of the battle. So, you know, depending on what mission you draw, depending on what mission you play, you have some flexibility here on how you can score your secondary objectives. Stratagems is up next. You've got 3 stratagems that you can use. Each stratagem is going to cost you 1 command point. Remember, stratagems are just little extra abilities that you can grant your army during the game to give you a little bit of an advantage. The first stratagem is called Controlled Ferocity. And until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. And you can use this in the fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. So that's kind of nice. It's going to make you a little harder to hit. It's going to force your opponent to roll some higher dice. So that's actually a pretty decent, that's a decent stratagem. The next one is called Harness the Flaw, and until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack, re-roll a wound roll of 1. If that attack targets a monster or a vehicle unit, you can re-roll the wound roll instead. And this is going to be done in the fight phase, and this is really good. This is going to allow you to re-roll 1s against models, but if you're attacking a monster or a vehicle, you're going to be able to re-roll all your wound rolls, and you'll be fishing for higher damage. So that's pretty dope. That's good. You know, you can re-roll those misses. Last stratagem is called Rapid Strike. Your unit can make a normal move. It cannot embark within a transport at the end of that move. And this actually has a restriction. Until the end of the turn, your unit is not eligible to declare a charge. So this allows you to move one of your units at the end of your shooting phase. This, you know, shoot and dip. You just can't embark into the transport, so you can't get into the impulsor. And you cannot charge after you've moved, but this gives you a little flexibility to maybe, you know, pump some shots into your opponent and then take some cover behind a building or into a ruin and just kind of get out of the way. So that's pretty nifty. And now it's time to jump into the data sheets and see how this all comes together. First up, we got Librarian Marcellos. He's got a 6-inch movement. He's got a toughness of 4, a 3-up save, 4 wounds. His leadership characteristic is 6, and his objective control is 1. Now, his bolt pistol is going to be 1 shot, hitting on 3s, strength 4, 1 damage. But his smite is really where he's going to shine. His Witchfire regular attack is D6 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 5, AP -1, doing D3 damage. And if you focus that Witchfire, you're going to get devastating wounds. So this is where fishing for higher damage is really going to pay off for you. It is hazardous and it is psychic, but he gets D6 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP -2, D3 damage. But remember, if you focus Witchfire, you got to take that hazardous test. If you roll a 1, he is slain. His melee weapon is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP -1, D3 damage. He is a leader, so he can be attached to Intercessor squad. That's the only squad he can be attached to in this combat patrol. He does have Oath of Moment, your whole army does, and his ability is Mental Fortress, which is a psychic ability. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit have a 4-up invul save. So that's kind of good. You know, you're going to get a save on 3s, or you're going to get a 4-up invul. So anything your opponent has that's AP -1, you're going to have to roll a 4. And even if it's AP, you know, 2 to 3, you're still going to get that 4-up invul save. So pretty decent. The Aggressor Squad. Now, these guys move 5 inches. They have a toughness of 6. They have a 3-up save, 3 wounds. They're a little chunky. Leadership is 6. Objective control is 1. Their Flamestorm gauntlets ignores cover. They're torrent, which means they automatically hit, and they're twin linked, so they're going to re-roll wounds. And if you target your Oath of Moment, you're going to re-roll hit rolls, and you're going to re-roll wounds on these guys. The range of their weapon is 12 inches. They get D6 plus 1 attacks each. They automatically hit, strength 4, and 1 damage. Their melee weapons are the Power Fists. Again, these are twin linked also, so you're going to re-roll hits with an Oath of the Moment, and you're going to re-roll wounds. They get 3 attacks each. Hitting on 4s, their strength is 8, their AP is -2, and their damage is 2. So really strong melee unit here. Good workhorses for you in this army. Next up, we have the Intercessor Squad. They're going to move 6 inches. They got a 4 toughness. They got a 3-up save. You can give them that 4-up invul if you attach the Librarian to them. They're going to have 2 wounds each, leadership characteristic of 6, and an objective control of 2. They are equipped with a bolt pistol and a bolt rifle, which means if you get them into melee, they will still be able to shoot that pistol in combat. Pistol gives them 1 attack, hitting on 3s, strength 4, 1 damage. That is a standard bolt pistol profile. The rifle is assault, which means you're going to be able to advance and shoot. It is heavy, so if you decide not to move, it's going to improve the hit by 1. So you're going to get 2 attacks each, hitting on 3s or 2s if you don't move, strength 4, AP -1, 1 damage. Now, if you take the rifle, you're going to have close combat weapons. So those are going to be 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. I think you can equip your sergeant with a chainsword. That's going to be 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, AP -1, and 1 damage. These guys are battle line. That's a super important keyword in combat patrol, which means battle line units can sticky objectives. Your Intercessor Squad, they're going to move 6 inches. Their toughness is 4. They have a 3-up save, 2 wounds. Their leadership is 6. Their OC is 1. They're equipped with a bolt pistol. Again, they're going to be able to shoot in combat. And they have an Oculus Bolt Carbine, which is going to give them 2 shots. It's assault, which means you can advance and shoot. It ignores cover. It's going to hit on 3s, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. Their paired combat blades are going to be sustained hits 1. So again, re-rolling for that higher damage. Every time you roll a 6, you're going to get an extra hit. It's 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. Now, their abilities are, their core ability is Scout 6, which means you are going to be able to move this unit 6 inches pre-game. So you're going to go ahead and deploy. You're going to go ahead and select your missions. You're going to go ahead and talk to your opponent about the mission and the parameters and all your abilities. And then before the first turn starts, you're going to be able to move this Intercessor Squad 6 inches in whatever direction you want. They also get Oath of the Moment, and they also have a multi-spectrum array. In your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, select 1 enemy unit that was hit by 1 or more attacks by this unit this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a friendly Adeptus Astartes unit makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, add 1 to the hit roll. This is a pretty great squad. You'll be able to pregame move. They have assault. They ignore cover. They have sustained. They can shoot in combat, and they're going to add 1 to the hit roll for the rest of your army that targets a unit that they actually shot at and hit. Doesn't matter if you kill a model, you just have to shoot and make contact, and that ability is activated. So super good. Last up, we have the Impulsor. Now, the Impulsor is going to move 12. It's got a toughness of 9, 3-up save, 11 wounds, leadership characteristic of 6, and objective control of 2. The missile array, you could do frag or Icarus. Frag is blast, which means if you're shooting into an enemy unit that has 5 models or more, you're going to get you get 1 extra hit for every 5 models. D6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. The Icarus is anti-fly 2, so if somebody has units or a model that flies, you're going to wound on 2s. That range on these missiles is 48 inches, by the way. That's D3 attacks on the Icarus, hitting on 3s, strength 8, AP -1, damage 2. Really, really good into anti-fly units. And then you have the Crack missile, which is 48 inches. 1 attack, hitting on 3s, strength 8, -2 with D6 damage. It also has a Storm Bolter with rapid fire 2. So if you're within half range of 24 inches, if you're within 12 inches of your target, you're going to get 2 additional attacks. So you're going to get 2 to 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1. Melee weapons has got armored hull, or happy feet as I like to call it. You get 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 6, AP 0, damage 1. The transport, this impulsor can carry 6 Tacticus or Phobos infantry models. It also has Deadly Demise D3, so when it dies, you're going to roll 1d6. On a 6, you're going to inflict D3 mortal wounds onto anything within 6 inches of this model. Firing deck 6, so 6 of those dudes will be able to shoot out of the impulsor. The impulsor will be able to use one of their weapon profiles as if it was their own, and it also has Oath of Moment. So there you go, guys. Those are the data cards for the Marcellos Strike Force Blood Angels Combat Patrol Box. And finally, guys, let's take a look at our SWAT analysis as we deep dive into the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats to Strike Force Marcellos. Let's start with the strengths. Their strengths are, you have a versatile leader, Librarian Marcellos, as a psyker and a leader. He brings significant versatility with psychic powers that can target and debilitate enemies efficiently. There's a diverse unit composition. The force includes a mix of units, the aggressors, the incursors, the intercessors, and the impulsor transport that provide balanced capabilities for melee, ranged combat, and rapid maneuverability. The enhanced and strategic melee capabilities. The aggressor squad with the Flamestorm gauntlets and the twin power fists excel in close quarters combat, offering a powerful offensive capabilities. And the strategic enhancements and abilities, units like the Incursor Squad can negate enemy cover advantages, while the Oath of Moment ability allows for targeted assaults to disrupt enemy strategies effectively. Weaknesses of the models, you have a limited number. Each squad has relatively few models, which may limit their effectiveness against larger enemy forces. Specialized focus is also a weakness. The force's reliance on specific combat scenarios like melee and psychic abilities could reduce its flexibility against well-rounded armies. And psychic dependency. The army's strength significantly hinges on the psychic prowess of Librarian Marcellos. Neutralizing him could literally cripple the force's effectiveness. So just keep that in mind. Definitely going to want to attach him to a unit to protect him as much as possible. Opportunities, you got tactical deployment. The strategic abilities like Rapid Strike and the transport capabilities of the Impulsor are going to allow for fast and unpredictable deployments that are going to create opportunities to surprise and flank opponents. The rules exploitation, using the unique stratagems that we talked about and enhancements effectively, can maximize the combat potential of each unit, exploiting rules for tactical advantages. And competitive play, engaging with the broader Warhammer community in friendly games or combat patrol tournaments can provide insights into refining tactics and adapting to various competitive environments. Finally, threats for this combat patrol. You got meta changes as the game meta evolves. Remember, we talked about that rumors say that their refresh is coming towards the end of the year. And as that meta evolves, certain unit types or strategies may become less effective, requiring adaptations that may not always favor the inherent strength of the force. Counter strategies. Knowledgeable opponents might develop tactics specifically to counteract melee-focused squads or psychic abilities, particularly targeting key units like Marcellos. And then finally, rules updates. Regular updates to Warhammer 40,000 rules could potentially nerf critical abilities or units within the force, impacting the overall strategic viability. So guys, I hope that this SWAT analysis helps you to understand the operational and strategic dynamics of the Blood Angels Combat Patrol under Strike Force Marcellos, identifying where it can excel and where it might encounter challenges on the battlefield. And guys, that is the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on Strike Force Marcellos? Let me know in the comments. Do you run, have you played this Combat Patrol box? I have not played this particular Combat Patrol force. Someone in our club does, and they're always fun to play against. It's really epic battles, a lot of shooting and a lot of melee. They're a fun unit to play. As I said before, I would pick this up sooner rather than later. You could check our affiliate links below if you want to grab yourself a box. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm Watts, and I will see you in the next video.